included to find the shortest path between two vertices. Okay. So we have several methods. First one is minimum spanning. That's the first one. We'll call as MST. Okay. In short, we'll call as MST. When you take MST, we have another two types of algorithm. Okay, we have two types of algorithm. Two of the author have proposed or designed an algorithm to find the shortest path. Okay, then you have a Dijkstra's algorithm, Bellman-Ford algorithm, and Warshall's algorithm. So totally we will study 5 algorithms in this shortest path algorithm. This is a very important topic. First thing you have to know about the logic. Once you know the logic, it's very easy. You have to by heart the logic of which is working. And when you take a shortest path, there are two types. One we can say as single source shortest path algorithm, all source shortest path algorithm. Single source is nothing but when you are finding a shortest path from one vertex to all other remaining vertices in the graph. Right? Can you able to find? Able to get me? You're going to find the shortest path from one vertex to remaining vertices of the graph. That is called single source shortest path algorithm. If it is all source shortest path algorithm, okay, it is that you are going to find the shortest path from all the nodes to other nodes in the graph. From all the nodes, when I take 4 nodes, I can get all the possible shortest path from every node to other node. That is what all source shortest path algorithm. So this Warshall algorithm, the other name is Warshall-Floyd. Okay, its full name is Warshall-Floyd. Okay, his name is Warshall-Floyd. He proposed an algorithm for all source shortest path algorithm. When you take Dijkstra, Bellman-Ford, all this comes under single source shortest path algorithm. Okay. Before going to this, all these algorithms, Dijkstra, Bellman, you have to know about spanning tree. So in this, when you take a minimum spanning tree and Dijkstra uses an adjacency list to find the shortest path. To find the shortest path, they are using what? Adjacency list. And even when you take this Bellman also, it will take adjacency list. Okay, because it is, you can say this single source, right? But when you say single source to other, when you say single source shortest algorithm, you can say that it requires minimum number of edges, right? So when you tell about there are limited number of edges in a graph, so we call it as what sparse graph. Then I'll go for adjacency list. Simple. The idea is simple. If it is like multiple more edges are there, if it is nearing the n square, okay, the number of edges are nearing to the quadratic of vertices, then I say that we can go for adjacency matrix, right? That's what Warshall algorithm uses, adjacency matrix. And we have told about a shortest path algorithm, right? So even the BFS one application we have seen, one example we have seen, BFS find the shortest path algorithm also, but it is meant for only unweighted graph. Okay, if you want I can show that also. So these are the BFS we have seen, right? Example we have taken, finding the shortest path. So this is what unweighted graph, right? Unweighted directed. So this BFS will work for finding the shortest path in case of unweighted graph. So that is a disadvantage. When you take unweighted, its length is common, right? It is unique. So we are taking this 1. When everything is common, the length is common for all the edges. We can say we can go for BFS. But real scenario, the weight may vary from one city to another city. When you're connecting, the distance may vary, right? So we have to look for the real-time scenarios. We'll see what is spanning tree, right? Spanning tree of a connect is actually is a connected undirected graph G is a subgraph of G, which is tree that connects all the vertices together. So in simple, I'll say for a given graph, you can form a subgraph also. Okay, in a one in a given graph, I can able to form a graph, another graph. I can extract some. I can extract some information and make it as a graph. In that graph, I should have all the vertices. I should have all the vertices, but what minimum number of edges should be there. Okay, fine. That is the spanning tree. Okay, for a given graph, for a single graph, here why we are saying is a tree. It's nothing but a tree is a special kind of graph. Okay, tree is a special. You cannot correlate. We should not study in the fourth unit. Okay, spanning tree here we are meant but graph. Okay, so spanning tree is a subset of graph. So you can have multiple spanning tree in a graph. I can able to draw multiple spanning tree from a given graph. But one condition is that which all the vertices are covered with minimum possible number of edges. Okay, so all the vertices should be there. If I have 10 vertices in the graph, in the spanning tree, I should have 10 vertices, but minimal number of possible number of edges. Okay, hence a spanning tree does not have cycles and it cannot be disconnected. Okay, so when I take possible number of edges, we does not have any cycle. So if you cannot able to form a cycle in spanning tree, and it cannot be disconnected also. So it is connected one. By this way, you can draw a conclusion that every connected and undirected graph G has at least one spanning tree. See, for a given graph, you can able to draw a minimum one spanning tree. You can have multiple spanning tree, but there is a possibility to have only one spanning tree. Next, we'll see minimum spanning tree. It is a spanning tree which is defined as a weight less than or equal to the weight of every other spanning tree. Okay. So we told that we have a multiple spanning tree. From a given graph, I can able to, from a given spanning tree, I can able to draw so we told that there are different spanning tree can be formed from the given graph. Okay, different spanning tree can be formed from the given graph. In all this, when you take all the spanning tree, there will be one spanning tree with minimum with the lowest weight, when compared to other spanning tree. If it is weighted graph, right? We are speaking about the weighted graph. So spanning tree is what is a connected, undirected, and weighted graph. Okay. In other words, we can define a minimum spanning tree is a spanning tree that has weights associated with edges, and the total weight of the tree is at the minimum. So when I say in that graph, in the spanning tree, it will be minimum number of total weight. What we infer from this that minimum spanning tree would be the one with the lowest cost. Okay, with the lowest cost tree, I can say that is the MST. So diagrammatically here. Okay, so I have taken two examples. First one is unweighted graph. Second one is weighted graph. This is weighted. This is unweighted. Okay. So these are the possible spanning trees. See, when you take unweighted graph, see, all when you take this one, all the edges are there. That is the condition. It should be all the edges, but you can have minimum number of edges. Take this one. So like this, you can able to draw different spanning trees for the unweighted graph. So how many spanning trees possible? 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9. So 9 spanning trees are possible. This is about spanning tree. Okay. When you come to weighted one, you take this example. So all the edges have its own weight, 3, 4, 7, some things like that. Okay. So these are the possible spanning trees. These are the possible spanning trees. Now, can you hear me? So, in case of weighted graph, these are the possible spanning trees, right? In the spanning tree, we will look into the weight. Okay, what is the total cost? So, when you take first one, it is what 3, 7, 2. Okay, so total 3 plus 1, 5, 10 plus 12. Okay, 14, 15, like that. So, now I am going to find which spanning tree is having minimum or lowest cost in such a way that all the vertices are connected with minimum number of edges. So we can find, we can conclude that this second spanning tree having what total cost is 9. So it is the lowest cost. Okay, when compared to other spanning tree. This tree I can say as minimum spanning tree, right? In case of weighted graph, you can have only one minimum spanning tree. So keep in mind, in case of weighted graph, you can have only one minimum spanning tree. But in case of unweighted graph, we cannot find minimum spanning tree, right? All or minimum equal because we don't have weight. But we have distinct spanning trees, but we don't have weight. So all the possible spanning trees are said to be minimum spanning tree in case of unweighted graph. Okay. One more point we have to note down. If it is like, for example, you have another spanning tree. For example, you have another spanning tree. Okay. It also having like 9. Example I'm telling. If it is like the weights are 7, 3. It is 3. It is 2. Okay. 7, 3 plus 10, 2. Okay. It is 9. So here what can I say? These two are minimum spanning tree. Okay, there will be 2 possible, but we have to consider only the weight. Okay, only the weight we have to consider. When you take weight, it is a 9, right? It is 9. So, but generally we say it is we have only one minimum spanning tree in a given graph, right? The weight may be equal, but it is the lowest one when compared to other one, right? I hope you have understood this. Fine. So, what is the inference we get from this? For an unweighted graph, every spanning tree is a minimum spanning tree. Yes. So all these 8 are minimum spanning tree. Here only the one spanning tree should be minimum spanning tree. So when you take a minimum spanning tree, what are the things we have to note down? So for what is the number of vertices in the minimum spanning tree? It is nothing but n, right? So you will have all the vertices in the minimum spanning tree. That is nothing but number of edges. Sorry, number of vertices. When I say n equal to 10, n equal to 10 nothing but n is nothing but vertex, number of vertex or number of vertices in the graph. So in minimum spanning tree, what is the number of vertices? It is n only. That's what I said, equal to n. N is assigned to this number of vertices. And what about the edges? Always keep in mind, in case of minimum spanning tree, there will be n minus 1 edges. N minus 1 edges will be there. You can see this example. Okay, here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, you should have minimum number of n minus 1, like possibly n minus 1 edges, possibly n minus 1 edges. Okay, but you can have what minimum edges also. So minimum spanning tree of weighted graph is spanning tree graph which comprises of n minus 1 edges of minimum total weight. Okay, this is what we are concluding from the minimum spanning tree. So what are the application of minimum spanning tree? It is widely used for designing networks. It is widely used for designing networks. Okay, for the telephone network. Okay, so whatever the case for telephone, mobile operators. So mobile operators want to connect from one location to another location, right? So which is the shortest path I can reach that particular person. If you want to make a call to some other person in some other country, some person in another country, which is the shortest path I can reach that particular person. So in case of designing, okay, I can go for MST, minimum spanning tree. Or also using finding airline routes, right? So what are the possible ways we can connect in several directions? So in such a way that finding the least costly path with no cycles. So always keep in mind, in case of spanning tree, it won't form a cycle. It will not form a cycle, but it will find the lowest cost. Okay, if you want to reach the destination, I will find with the lowest cost. So MST are also used to find the cheapest way to connect terminals such as cities, electronic components. Okay, take the roadways. So in which way, in which route if I choose, I can reach that particular location. Okay, so here in the real time, they are using the graph. Okay, graph data structures are used in real time. MST are applied in routing algorithms. The networks we told no, we told about networks. If I want to connect one person to another person, how many nodes I have to surpass? Okay, in that way I can do it. So to find the minimum spanning tree, we need to finding all the possibilities, right? See, if you want to find minimum spanning tree for this graph, what will I do? I will keep on do manually, right? I will do manually first this one, second, third, fourth, like this. I will do keep on doing this. But there is a solution for given by some authors where I can directly find the minimum spanning. This is spanning tree given. I don't want to do manually how many it is there. Then I have to calculate the lowest cost. It's not like that. So the solution is given by the Prims and Kruskal. These are the two authors. They propose their algorithm to find the minimum spanning tree. So these are the algorithm we are going to study under minimum spanning tree. Right? When you say spanning tree, we have to tell about what is spanning tree, then what is minimum spanning tree, tell the definition, then what are the